This is the story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a Japanese engineer who holds the extraordinary and horrifying distinction of surviving both atomic bombings in Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II. The year was 1945. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was 29 years old, working as a naval engineer. In early August, he was wrapping up a 3-month business trip in Hiroshima. On August 6th, he prepared to return home to Nagasaki. The morning was clear and warm as Yamaguchi walked to the shipyard for his final day of work. Halfway there, he realized he had forgotten an important travel pass and turned back to retrieve it. At 8:15 a.m., as Yamaguchi neared the shipyard, disaster struck. A US B-29 bomber dropped the first atomic bomb. The explosion lit up the sky in a blinding flash. Yamaguchi, standing just 3 kilometers, about 1.8 miles, from ground zero, was thrown into the air by the blast. He landed in a nearby ditch, his upper body burned by the intense heat. His eardrums burst, leaving him temporarily deaf, and he was partially blinded. Despite his injuries, Yamaguchi managed to stumble toward a shelter. Around him, the city of Hiroshima was unrecognizable, entire neighborhoods flattened, thousands dead, and fires raging as far as the eye could see. He spent a sleepless night among other injured survivors, his body seared with pain, not yet knowing the full scale of what had happened. The next day, Yamaguchi made the journey back home to Nagasaki. Wounded and traumatized, he returned to his wife and infant son. On August 8th, he went to a hospital to have his burns treated. Despite his injuries, he insisted on going to work the following day to report what had happened in Hiroshima. On the morning of August 9th, Yamaguchi sat in his company's office, recounting the horrors of Hiroshima to his boss. As he explained how a single bomb had obliterated an entire city, the unthinkable happened again. At 11:02 a.m., another B-29 bomber flew over Nagasaki and dropped a second atomic bomb. Once again, Yamaguchi was about 3 kilometers from ground zero. This time, he was inside a reinforced building. The structure shielded him from the worst of the explosion, but the force was still powerful enough to destroy the office. Yamaguchi, already burned and battered from Hiroshima, suffered additional injuries. Miraculously, his wife and son, who were at their home on the outskirts of Nagasaki, also survived. After the bombings, Yamaguchi's life was never the same. He suffered from radiation-related illnesses, including chronic pain, cataracts, and later, cancer. Yet he persevered. Yamaguchi became a school teacher and later in life, a vocal advocate for nuclear disarmament. He shared his story in speeches, books, and documentaries, hoping to ensure the world never repeated the horrors he had endured. In 2009, Yamaguchi was officially recognized by the Japanese government as a survivor of both bombings, an extremely rare acknowledgement. He passed away in 2010 at the age of 93, leaving behind a legacy of resilience, advocacy, and hope for peace. Tsutomu Yamaguchi's story is a remarkable tale of survival, a haunting reminder of the devastating power of nuclear weapons, and a testament to the strength of the human spirit.